Today on the channel, we rank AEW Unrivaled Series 18 from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW set rankings. This time, we're ranking AEW Series 18 from my least favorite to my favorite. And of course, for all your AEW needs and a whole lot more wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And of course, these did come from one Ringside Collectibles. And of course, the every set we do rank at the very end once we get all these unboxed on the channel. So make sure you check all these reviews out on the channel. We rank the entire way from my least favorite to my favorite. So we got 6 figures here today. Start at number 6, work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my absolute favorite. And as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. But Unrivaled Series 18, not a bad attempt here from the Jazzwares team for AEW figures. Some new blood here. Now we got Okada and Jeff Jarrett, former, of course, Ringside exclusives at one time, now in the traditional line. Can say the same thing about Mark Briscoe, Ring of Honor Vault line before, first time in the AEW line here. Mariah May, first time and last time in the line here. Samoa Joe, an old favorite. And then Jack Perry, his new gimmick here as the scapegoat. So flack has came from the Jazzwares team for a long time. We get all the John Moxley's all the time, the Orange Cassidy's all the time, the Darby Allin's all the time, the same old, same old. Well, once again, we're getting a lot of new characters, a lot of new blood here in the line. So not a bad attempt here. Now, some quality control issues on some of my figures. That is very unfortunate. We might touch on some of that in the rankings here. But all in all, a pretty good series, a pretty fun series, and a little bit of something for everybody, I will say, in this series. But without further ado, let's dive into this line here. Let's start, of course, at number 6. And for me, number 6 was an easy selection, a bit of a step back from his Ring of Honor Vault ones. It is one Mark Briscoe. Now, like the vest on this one, and that's about it. Unfortunately, the head sculpt on this leaves a lot to be desired for me for Mark Briscoe. I don't know. The other ones were really good. I had no problems with it. This one doesn't scream Mark Briscoe to me. Maybe the eyes is a little bit wonky. Yes, he does crazy facial gestures all the time in his matches, interviews, etc. But this one just missed the mark for me. Comes in at number 6, which means next up, number 5, because I can count backwards, folks. I'm going to the scapegoat, Jack Perry, once again, or I guess for the first time here, but it is Jack Perry. Honestly, I prefer Jungle Boy Jack Perry, but that's just me. But something in the head sculpt on this one, the eyes and the face, just not working for me. I don't know what it is. It is good to get his version here, his scapegoat version, instead of the Jungle Boy. I do like it. It's like getting a new character, so not a bad piece of business. But ranking everybody else right here, an easy number 5 for me. But now we're going to go to number 4. That's where things get a little bit tougher. But 4, easy enough, I guess. Okada, going to hit up Okada right here. It's an interesting one. Now, I like the head here, the paint on this one better than the Shop AEW one, but I definitely prefer the Shop AEW's robe and overall presentation and packaging department there. So a half dozen of this, half dozen of that. Not quite up to the standards of the other one. However, it's basically the same figure without the robe for the most part. You do get the title belt, which is always good as well. So Okada, if this was out and that one didn't exist, this might be higher on my list. But since we got that one and overall a little bit better with the robe and packaging, that one's going to take the Duke. So this one going to come in at number 4 for me, which means we're down to the final 3 here, separating the men from the boys and the girls too, I guess. But number 3 for me, I'm going to go to Samoa Joe. Now, there's a lot of stuff I like about this Samoa Joe. Now, we've got a lot of Samoa Joes. We've got at least 2, I think 2 more from Jazzwares here beforehand on this one. This one, though, latest and greatest. Love that it comes with his title belt to simplify or signify his championship title reign over there at AEW. Very cool for the first time, at least that I remember. We get the AEW side plates here. We got Samoa Joe side plates. I think that is really cool. I don't mind the head sculpt on this one. It does reflect his new looks. Chest hair, always a plus. The ladies love it, don't they, Todd? Yes, you're exactly right. They do. But I like that. And I love the idea that they gave us extra sets of hands here to fix our previous edition of Samoa Joes. I think that was a nice touch for the Jazzwares team to give us extra hands to be able to fix those figures with those super small hands that he had for whatever reason. So a lot going for this one here, where without some of this stuff, maybe he would have been farther down, but with some of the updates, the title belt, the extra hands, really catapulted this one pretty high to number 3. And then, of course, his Striper-inspired gear, always a plus, as we know. But now we're down to the final 2, and a pretty easy decision for me. We're going to go Mariah May at number 2, Double J Jeff Jarrett at number 1. Now, let me explain myself here. Constant learning, constant improvement. I feel like if they would have had more chances for Mariah May in the future, they could really hone this one in. I do think the head sculpt's pretty good. There has been some people griping about it, but if you look at Mariah May, especially some of the different angles, she does look a lot like this a lot of the time, and I think the body is just fine. The color is great. The women's title belt's always a nice touch. This isn't a bad figure. Unfortunately, first time in the line, last time in the line, you're looking for more Mariah May figures, you're going to have to head to the Mattel line is what we're going to have to do for a little Blake Monroe action. And we all love a little Blake Monroe action, of course. But she's coming in at number 2, and I think this figure is just fine. Fine enough to be at number 2. But number 1, maybe call me sentimental, I don't know, but he is a legend. It is Double J Jeff Jarrett. I love the Jeff Jarrett ringside exclusive, but I think I like this one more. Now, I do take a little points away from this one. Why didn't we get the guitar with this one? They already have the sculpt. Obviously, it's a budget thing, but this one really could use a guitar, so that is a miss. But I do like the robe better on this one. I like the skin tone better on this one. And I know a lot of people, especially in social media where I posted pictures there, are not a fan of the Jeff Jarrett head. If you look from a distance, it is a good Jeff Jarrett head. However, Mattel has this issue. Jazzwares has it. If you get in close on the head sculpts, sometimes the paint's just a little bit off. Sometimes the paint's on the lips where it should be on the teeth. And Jeff Jarrett looks like he had a pizza cutter go to his face on this one. And it's just some of the molds of the plastic. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a scientist like a young Beekman in his world. But Jeff Jarrett, you look real close on mine. It's a little rough in some of those things. But you look at it from a distance, you don't really see that. It's the camera zoom, of course, when taking the glamorous shots. Now, your mileage may vary. Somebody feel free to sound off in the comments. Do you have a similar head like I do to Jeff Jarrett where it's a little bit wonky? Sound it off in the comments down below. But I really like this Jeff Jarrett figure. And like I said, I love the last one too. I'd have to really decide, but I think this one gets the edge just barely over that one, even though that one has a guitar. So all in all, a fun set here, a good set. I think there's a lot of people sleeping on AEW, or if they're not sleeping, they've said, I'm done with AEW. I've moved past me. I don't hear the clatter. I don't hear the people talking about it. And I know some people say, Kyle, I can't believe you unbox each one of these by themselves instead of doing 2 or 3 at a time. And I'm like, I enjoy doing the unboxing. I enjoy having the conversation. And I enjoy giving each figure its own spotlight. And that's just me. You do what you do and like what you like and don't what you don't, as we always say. But obviously the views are down, I think, across the board for AEW figures. And it is sad in a way because this is our biggest competitor to Mattel, and I think we have to support it. But at the same time, if we're going to support a business, they got to resonate with what we want. They got to give us what they want. And I guess some people are saying they're not getting what they want from Jazzwares right now. So it'll be interesting to see how we finish the year with Jazzwares. It'll be interesting to see where we go into 2026 with some of the Jazzwares lines, of course. But there it is. AEW Unrivaled Series 18. Be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, like this video, thumbs it up. Always helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. And check out my other YouTube channel. Subscribe to that one as well. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok. And of course, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. That is also the name of my podcast each and every Tuesday. Wherever podcasts are found, it is The Kyle Peterson Show. Check it out if you have not already. And then, of course, my 2 books, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers line and The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars line. Both books available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now. So for AEW Unrivaled 18, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?